Let's get into lead gen funnel basics. And I try really hard not to use jargon much, and that is that's a whole phrase full of jargon. So when we talk about a sales funnel, what we're talking about is bringing people in from the freely available content and then moving them along the buyer's journey. I prefer to think of it as a linear path than like a funnel because it feels a lot more gentle and inclusive. But basically, what we're trying to do is put out really good content and then give people who see that content out in the wild, wherever they happen to be, an opportunity to engage with us further. That's joining our email list typically, because I can't believe I got to the third video of this series without saying the only two things you own are your website and your email list. So if you have an overly leveraged profile on one platform, you're at a very real risk of an algorithm change impacting everything, which is why we help people build sales funnels and why we give out all this information, because you need to have a way for people to give you their email address. And of course, gone are the days of join our newsletter ever working the way it once did. And you need to have a system set up. And the way that we work and the way that I work is strategically from a endpoint backwards. So when I say that, what I mean is you start with your sales page and you look at it and you make sure that it conveys exactly what you want, and then you work backwards from there. Or if you don't have a sales page, you start with your offer, you build your sales page, you think about your offer, and then you can think about one tiny problem that your offer solves. That becomes your lead magnet. So then again, working backwards, you go from sales page to thank you page, which has the download or whatever, the button to engage. And then before that, you have a landing page. If you want to increase the number of leads you're generating, oftentimes it's as simple as creating another opt-in. If it's been a minute since you've created an opt-in, do another one. The ones that we see convert really well still are on-demand webinars, and those can be short. They do not have to be very long, as long as they get the point across. The point is to get people to watch it and subscribe to your list, so you don't really have to worry too much about the length. And then quizzes. So if you have some sort of idea for a quiz, those convert really well, and they don't need much of a landing page. It's like, do you want to take this quiz? Click the button, and then that's it. And then you ask them a series of questions. And a lot of times the ones that convert best are like filtering down some ideas on how to work with maybe some of the offers that you have, or working on like getting clear about what they need to know before they're ready to buy from you. So a lot of that like education process can happen in a quiz. They're really fun. They still convert like bananas. You want to make sure you're not mimicking like BuzzFeed. Even if you have an idea for a quiz like, I don't know, ice cream toppings or something like that, you want to make sure that you're selling ice cream toppings, because otherwise you're just going to fill your email list with people who won't ever buy from you. And so that's what we mean when we say sales funnel. One piece that we're missing from this is a bunch of emails. So you go from downloading the problem, the small problem, the thing you shaved off your offer, and you send emails basically reiterating whatever you told them on your small webinar or in the PDF. Remember that the point of an opt-in is to gather email addresses. The point of the opt-in isn't to make sure people have read or consumed the information. We consume information so differently. So even if you do a small webinar, don't assume people have watched the whole thing, or if they did, don't assume they've absorbed the whole thing, because they haven't. They certainly haven't. So when you're walking somebody through your email follow-up sequence, all you need to do is set them up to understand that you are the authority. I'll be back with the next topic.